Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Overthinking Out Loud podcast. I am having an awesome day. A very big turnaround from yesterday. I got my free Dutch for my birthday today. I don't often go to Dutch because I don't really have a reason to. But when I do go, I get a medium. And so today I was like, I'm gonna treat myself. It's my free birthday drink. We're gonna get a large. I forgot how fucking massive this is, bro. Look at I'm not drinking this whole thing. Don't be alarmed. Also, it's sugar free, so I'm not going to crash out after this, ideally. But my goal is to only drink half, and then I'll save the other half for tomorrow. I'll put it in the fridge because I didn't realize how fucking ginormous their larges are. This is what is like 20 ounces? How big is their large actually? Sorry, we're just getting right into it because I don't really know how many ounces. How many ounces is in a Dutch Rose Large? 32 ounces? Oh. Oh, well now that's embarrassing for me. People gosh, this is like a treat for me. This is like a special treat. You know what I mean? This is not on the regular. I'm just going to put that out there. But I did get a sugar-free double rainbow. So that's coconut, peach, and strawberry. And it's very yummy. So, how about the energy? Because I need to. Before I started filming and before I went to Dutch, I have 3 exams next week. So I'm spending all my weekend studying, and then also reading my little personal books, which we'll get to in a minute because I literally have been dying to talk about this all week about, oh my gosh, we'll get there. But, yeah, I have 3 exams next week. I have a Spanish exam. I have a political science exam. Well, it's a midterm, but it feels a little early for a midterm. I don't know, whatever. I don't make the rules. And then I also have a nutrition test. Oh, it's so humbling because I love my nutrition class. Like, I love the class. I'm learning so much. But when it comes to being tested on the information, I'm like, I don't fucking know anything. Because right now, we're talking about like saturated fats, monosaturated fats, polysaturated fats, which is like really interesting. But then we start like breaking it down to like the molecules and like the way they're structured. I'm like, you lost me. You lost me. I'm not a science person. Science and math are not my strong suit. I am an English and like a history person. So once we start talking about atoms, molecules, the structure of certain things, I'm like, you've lost me. I'm in one ear out the other. I'm not listening anymore. So I'm trying to learn as much as possible. It is very interesting though. And then we're also learning about like obviously eating healthy, but the effects of eating certain foods. So it's helped me like not like hyper focus on my diet, but be more aware of my diet, which is kind of helpful. But yeah, that test has me a little nervous. The last one I felt really confident on, like before I went and took it, and then I took it and I got an 80 on it, which isn't bad, but like I was a little disappointed with myself because I thought I was like, wow, I sound like such a pick me. I'm sorry, guys. I love school and I have a 4.0 GPA right now, and so it's like when I get like when I'm failing a class or like not failing a class, we'll get to that actually in a minute. But when I'm like not in like A or B, like B is even pushing it for me. Like I really want to have all A's. I get a little sad. Sorry, maybe that's pick me. Well, because I'm very like focused on my grades. Because also like with my degree, if you get a C, that's technically not passing. Like I know like the C's get degrees, but for education, that's not really how it works. At least that's how it was explained to me. So, yeah, I'm really paranoid about that. But yeah, so have all those tests next week. Very nervous about that. And speaking of failing class, this is what I want to talk about. I have this one professor that is an absolute op. I hate him. I left his class last week, and in my head, I was writing the worst rate my professor paragraph you have ever heard in your life because I cannot wait for the semester to be over and to write out and just I can't wait to get out of my system at the end of the semester because he is just awful. Teaching this political class, I will have the textbook open on my laptop in front of me while in this classroom, and he will be teaching completely off book. Like he'll say one thing and then the textbook says another thing. I'm like, you are teaching the wrong information. And I also like because I had such good history teachers in middle school and high school. Like shout out PJ Stevens. Uriah Cross and Mr. Weicker. I don't know his first name. Whatever. Shout out to them because they were some of the best history teachers I've ever had. And now taking a college level history class with a professor who is stupid, I'm losing my marbles. I am losing my marbles. I can't. Sorry, I'm just like tweaking out. And then also because for so long I've taken honors classes. Like I'm very, like I said, I love learning. I love school. I'm a very studious person, some might say. Because I love it and I've taken so many honors classes, AP classes. This class, the students in this class, with all due respect, are the most gen ed students I've ever met in my life. I don't know how to explain it. Like if you were an AP student who has also taken gen ed classes, like you know what I'm talking about. Like the maturity level is just not there. So it's really shook me to my core a little bit. I really don't like that class, but it's only once a week, so it's fine. But I was failing that class for a little bit because, oh my gosh, because I joined the class late, so I missed the first in-class assignment. And these in-class assignments, there's like a few of them throughout the semester. You can't really do them or like make them up. And it says that in the syllabus. So I was like, I missed one and I was like, fuck, okay, well, whatever. Hopefully I just have to like work hard on my other things. And then I had an institutional excuse. I had to leave for a work thing. And I missed a second in-class assignment. But I had the institutional excuse form, so I was like, okay, it should be fine. It was not fine. It was put in as a 0, and then I was failing the class. And I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna kill myself. Like I was like tweaking out. I was crashing out because I was like, what the fuck do you mean I'm failing the class? And then for my nutrition class too, like I missed the test again because of this institutional excuse. And it got fixed relatively quickly. So I wasn't tweaking out as much, but I did have like a 63 or something in that class because of the test. And I was like, I look like it was only for like a week, but in my head I was like, I look like a fucking idiot. I look like a bad student. Everyone's gonna crash out. I'm gonna die. I suck. And I was like, I was tweaking for a minute. And then I spoke to my professor, the one that I was failing the class because of the 2 in-class assignments, despite my institutional excuse. And he allowed me to like, our conversation was just really weird. I don't want to get into it because I don't like talking. This podcast is personal to me, and I don't want to talk about some of the like my job too much outside of this. But the conversation like regarding my job was just really weird. And then also like he started belittling my other grades in the class, which keep in mind, I don't like this class. So I'm going to be the first to admit it. I do the bare minimum because I hate this class and I hate this professor. So when it comes to like, I don't know if you guys know what inquisitive is, but that shit is so fucking stupid and I hate it. So I do hate the bare minimum because I don't care. So he was like bringing up like that I had like 60s and 70s in those. And I was like, but like these in-class assignments are worth 25% of my grade. So this is like the bulk of what's, I don't know. It was just like a really weird conversation. My grade is back up now. I do in fact have an A in the class as of right now. Let's hope I pass this test. But yeah, for a little bit I was tweaking over my grades. But that's just because of this one professor, and I cannot wait to never take his class again. And this is to my knowledge, this is the only history class I have to take. I should have done a dual enrollment. I did dual enrollment. What was it? I did a dual enrollment math class and a dual enrollment communications class when I was in high school. So I got those credits out of the way. So I never like really had to take a math class again. And then obviously general studies credit got out of the way. But I should have done dual enrollment history because this is the one history class I have to take, to my knowledge, I believe. So yeah. And then I also started planning my classes for next semester. I'm a freak when it comes to planning my schedule because I like structure. So last semester I had one class that started at 9:10 every morning. So I would wake up the same time every morning. And then this semester I have a Monday, Wednesday class that starts at 9:30 and then a Tuesday, Thursday class that starts at 9:30 because I wanted to keep that schedule. Next semester, I wasn't able to make my class schedule like that, but I'm hoping to combine my class and work schedule to like keep a good structure. You know what I mean? But yeah, Tuesdays and Thursdays, I only have one class at 9:30, and then the rest of the day is mine. So I'm gonna clock in at work, obviously. But yeah, I'm excited about my schedule next year. I do have a couple online classes that I'm gonna take. One of the classes actually that I'm required to take is only offered online. But the professor, I had her last semester, and she's such a sweetheart, and I love her. So I'm excited about that. And then I think I have another repeat professor. Thing is, I'm an English education major, okay? So all of the English professors, I'm going to see them at least a dozen times throughout my college career, okay? My college life. Um, so it just depends on if they're good ones or bad ones. But these two aren't one of them is really good. The other one is like, she's like fine. I have her this semester and she's fine. I just don't like when she lectures because she's very like monotone. So I'm like fighting for my life to stay awake during lecture, but not every class is a lecture, so we're fine. Um, but yeah, so I'm excited. I also, oh my gosh, so I had to take another like general studies course, and I was looking at criminal justice stuff, like just to see. And they have, what's the class called again? It's like criminal justice of like Hollywood. Like it's, hold on. I want to look it up now because I'm really excited. And I almost just, well, you guys can see the stickers on my computer if you really want to know what am I looking up? NA course catalog. That's what I'm looking up. Course catalog. Hold on. I know it's CCJ. I think it's this number. Yes. Got it. The class is called Hollywood and the Social Construction of Crime and Justice. An analysis of movie constructions of crime and justice investigates the dominant images and messages prevalent in American crime in cinema. Isn't that so cool? That's so cool. I'm so excited for that class. We have some really fucking weird classes here. I was looking at like the whole course catalog for just like general studies just to see what caught my eye. And like there was one that's just called happiness. And it's literally, I'm not even joshing you. It is literally just called happiness. I forget the course number. I think it was like humanitarian studies type class. And it was just like studying happiness. And I was like, okay, weird. And then there's another one called The Family, like a class called The Family. And I forget, I think it was another humanitarian course. I don't remember. But it was studying like family dynamics and how that affects a person as they grow up kind of thing, which I did find interesting, but it just wasn't compatible with like my other classes that I was like required to take. So found this CCJ 314, Hollywood and the Social Construction of Crime and Justice, and I'm so excited to take this class. I am thrilled. Hopefully it doesn't kick my ass though. We'll see. What else has happened? Oh, I turned 20. Hey, I think I talked about that in the last episode a little bit. Did turn 20. My family came up and we, what did we do? We went to this restaurant. Okay, here's my problem, right? I love Italian food. Like I love pasta, pizza, like anything like that. So that's typically where we go. My family, like we go out to dinner every night. Like not every, if I could fucking talk, that'd be awesome. Cause that's like the whole point of this podcast is like talking. My family, on our birthdays, like the birthday person gets to pick where they want to go for dinner that night. And because I'm further from home, they can't really do dinner. We did lunch. And we went to this restaurant. It's a pizza place. And I just heard good things about it. I didn't really look at the menu in all honesty. And I didn't really look at I didn't research enough. I'm a very type A person. So like typically I research. And this one I just saw it a few times on TikTok, talked to some coworkers about it. And they're like, oh yeah, that place sounds good. Like I've been there a few times. It's really good. And I said, okay, let's go. So we went. The inside is very small. The inside of this establishment was probably the size of my dorm room. And it was one large table that like seated, I think like 10 to 12 people and then a bar, like a bar area. And everyone just gets seated at different sections of this long 12-person table. So it's like my mom's sitting next to this random mom and her kids, and my grandma's sitting next to like another like family or whatever, which was weird. Not a fan of that. Not my thing. The food was fire though. I would go there. My family's five, a family of five. So the 5 people, it was a little awkward. If I went there with one other person and we sat at like the bar area where like I'm not sitting next to like a random family, that might be more my speed, or takeout, because the pizza was really good. Don't get me wrong. It was just like the ambiance was not there inside the restaurant. But anyways, then we just walked around downtown, went to some shops. What did I get? My mom got me a book. Okay, we'll talk about books in a second. I already told you guys we're gonna talk about books, but she did buy me the Poppy War. because I do want to read that soon. A few days after she bought it, though, I was thinking, I was like, did I already buy this book and is it at home in Phoenix? I don't remember. I'm really hoping not, because I would feel really bad, but then I could give one away. And also, I'm not going to be in Phoenix when I read this book. I want to read it soon. So, but yeah, I got that. Went to some other shops. There's this crystal shop downtown that I am obsessed with, but it was so busy, which I should have known. It's a Sunday and it's like Valentine's Day weekend, so a lot of people are coming up to this area and going downtown and like hanging out. But it was so busy, but it was so much fun. I love that crystal shop. If I was rich, oh my god, they would see me all the fucking time, because I just think it's so cool. I do have some crystals. I have an opal, obsidian, and then another one. I'm looking at it right now and I can't figure. It's like teal, but it's matte. It's not like a shiny one. I can't remember. I know I keep the little slips, I guess, the little pieces of paper, the little tags, whatever, what do you want to call them? And it tells you what it is and what the like its purpose is. So I have those sitting over there on my desk next to. Oh my gosh, did I tell you guys about bat nut? Sorry, that's like really, it sounds really nasty, but there's a different like pagan-esque store downtown that has sage and like a bunch of like herbs and that kind of stuff. I don't know if pagan is the right word. That might not have been the right word, but do you guys know what I mean? Like the herbal, spiritual stuff. And there's this thing called a bat nut, and it's supposed to protect you from evil. And so it was really cheap, and it's like it's super tiny. And so my mom got it for me a while ago, and yeah, that shit works. Hey guys, that works, because story time. I had it sitting on my like shelf, and then I guess I accidentally like knocked it over and it fell behind my desk. I'm not even shitting you. The days after it fell behind my desk, freaky stuff was going on in my room. Like my phone. Well, okay. Even now, okay, maybe it's not the bat nut. Maybe I don't have the bat nut to thank, because I saged my room semi recently. And then also, my phone keeps recording by itself. So like for example, before I started this podcast, I had like was playing around with the tripod I have, with the microphones that I have, and was like messing with it. And my phone would just start recording as my back turned was like turned towards the camera, so I know I didn't like turn it on. And then even this week when I had to film a video project for my Spanish class, and I had my phone propped up. It was in my bathroom. Don't be weird. I had to film my like morning routine, so I was brushing my teeth. Propped up in my bathroom, and then while I was brushing my teeth, like I hadn't pressed record yet, and it started recording on its own, and I'm like, what the freak is going on? So that makes me nervous. Also, oh my gosh, other technology issues. You guys, I don't think you can tell because it's farther away, but my old microphones, the microphones I originally bought for this podcast, were working fantastic. Like, really loved them. I had bought them. Okay, hate to say it, but I did buy them off of TikTok Shop, because I did buy it for the original people, but it was just off of TikTok Shop because there was other people that I saw who were filming videos with them, and I was like, oh, okay, this like sounds good. I want these. And they worked for the past 3 episodes, and then this week, I think it was on Wednesday, because all classes were canceled because it was like literally fucking blizzarding outside. I wanted to film an episode, and they wouldn't work. Like, they wouldn't turn on. I was like, okay, I know I charged them, but like maybe something happened. So then I went to charge them again. I tried 3 different chargers and 3 different outlets, and they would not fucking charge. Like, the light wasn't blinking to indicate they were charging. I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna leave them there for an hour, see what happens. And they did not charge. So I had to get rid of them, and I had to buy these ones. Stat. These are essentially the same thing. It's like just a different brand, and they were like a little more expensive, but whatever. Tried it out the other day. Hopefully this sounds good, because it would suck if it doesn't. But yeah, and then also my computer charger was having problems. So like my computer wouldn't charge. It was like Monday or Tuesday night. I was doing something and my like computer was plugged in, but it wasn't charging. So I was like, okay. So I tried a few different things, and it just literally wasn't working. So then I went to the library, and they offer like, you don't rent it, but they offer like you to borrow a laptop or a charger. So went there. I just needed a charger. Apparently you can't just get one. You need the laptop and the charger. So for a few days I was just carrying around another laptop in my backpack. But so I was using that charger. That charger was working fine. And then that one stopped working. And I was like, oh my God, watch me kill myself right now, because I can't, like, what? I was like, is it a problem with my computer? I'm confused. So then I tried, because even though I thought it wasn't working, I didn't get rid of it yet. I tried the other, like my original charger, and that one's working now. But I did in fact already buy a new one, and it's going to be like a new charger for my computer, and it's showing up on Monday. So now I just have an extra charger, like computer charger laying around. But like my technology's been acting funky lately, and that's a sign of like spirits around, and it has me nervous. So I've been debating going to the like pagan herbal spiritual shop again downtown and getting getting some other things, maybe getting more sage and getting other things. Maybe I shouldn't have admitted saging my room because this is a dorm room. But the fire alarm didn't go off. Like I was very cautious about it, so I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like this room is a little spooky. I don't know. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. Um anyways, but yeah, that was my birthday. We just did some shopping really. That was it. Not to be like ungrateful, but that was like it was very chill. And after my family left, I was kind of like drained. Like I just was not feeling social anymore. So for the rest of the day, I just kind of laid in bed, read my book. My friend Mai, she did drop off. She dropped off some cupcakes, a little balloon, and gave me a Taco Bell gift card. I did use it the other day. I love Taco Bell. Taco Bell and Chick-fil-A are like my favorite fast food places. Cane's is up there too. I do like Cane's, but yeah, those are beautiful. I love Taco Bell. Taco Bell. I don't care if it's the same 7 ingredients in 100 different ways. It's gonna hit every time. Okay. So I've been debating. I like. I want to go to Taco Bell again today, but I feel like that's big back and that's gross. But probably not. Probably won't. I'll restrain myself. Also, I was gonna go to Chick-fil-A to use my freebies, like my birthday freebies there earlier, but like the freebies that they have there for your birthday, again, not to sound ungrateful, but it's 8 count or 12 count nugget or a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich. But all of those are things I can get at the campus Chick-fil-A, like here. So I was like, none of that sounds really good. I mean, maybe if it's grilled nuggets. I don't think I can get grilled nuggets on campus. Me being healthy, me being skinny, getting grilled nuggets. Cringe. Anyways, oh, also, I don't know what happened. Like turning 20 had me thinking like I should dye my hair back to its natural color. Okay, well it's in a slick back ponytail right now because it's greasy as fuck. But I've been dyeing my hair red for 5 years. Like I'm not even joking. I've been dyeing my hair red. I dyed it. Well, I got it done professionally at first. I've been dyeing my hair period since I was like in like 6th grade. I'm not even. It's like 5th or 6th grade. As I went for my birthday, my mom let me get purple tips, little purple tips in my hair, and then I dyed my hair all purple all over my head with box dye for like once or twice. And then I did freshman year of high school, I did blue. Blue is not my color. I learned that very quickly. I almost looked like, I'm not Asian, but with my glasses and my blue hair, I looked like a Diana from BoJack Horseman in a different font, like whitewashed Diana from BoJack Horseman. And because I liked the show, I was feeling it for a minute, but now looking back at those pictures, I'm like, navy blue is just like, at least for my hair, I like wearing it, but it's not my color for my hair. Well, and also for work, I can't have blue hair to begin with. But, anyways, so dye my hair red, went to a salon professionally for a little bit to dye it, and get it done. And then the stylist who was doing my hair, she left the salon. So I was like, okay, well, if it's not her, then I'm not good. Like, I don't care. Tried a few different other, like, I did box dye for a while, but I didn't have like bright red. It was like the color of my sweater right now, like that kind of red for a while. And then dyed it myself for a little bit, went to a different salon. Actually, my teacher, she would get her hair done all the time. My psychology teacher in high school. And I was like, where do you go? She said the name of the salon. There was 2 of that name of salon. Okay. So I just picked one that was close to my house and went there. This was the worst experience I had ever had at a hair salon in my life. I think about this day, and honestly, after this, I never want to go to a salon again because it's so fucking expensive for what you get, and I can do this shit at home. However, I went to the salon and I told her I always get my hair, well, not always anymore, but I would usually get my hair cut like shoulder length. Like I like having shorter hair. It's less maintenance. Don't care. So I like getting it cut to my shoulder, just about, or maybe even like a collarbone area. You know what I mean? So, and I wanted it purple, like a dark purplish, reddish purple. And like I always get face framing and like not bangs, but like with face framing, I like little shorter pieces. That's what I asked for. She dyes my hair. It looks fine. It's a little like not exactly what I was asking for, at least from what I remember. Maybe I'm delusional, but I don't remember the purple looking as bright as I had wanted it. It was very dark. And then I'm sitting, oh my gosh, I remember this day like it was yesterday. I'm sitting there in the salon chair and my hair's down and it's wet. And she's like, okay, I'm going to start cutting your hair. She like does her parting thing. And then that's another thing. Oh my God. I part my hair to the side and these fuck ass hairstylists, like even if I tell them or if I come in with my hair parted to the side, they'll cut it with it parted down the middle. And I'm like, I'm going to kill you right now. Please don't do that. Like I don't part my hair down the middle. Anyways, parted her thing. I put my neck down so she can cut the back. It's comedic the way cinematic the way this happened. One snip as my neck is down and then she's like, lift it up. And then she looks and I see her in the mirror and she's going like this. And she's like, is it okay if it's a little shorter than shoulder length? What the fuck am I supposed to say that? No, it's not okay. Put it back. You already did it. You literally already did it. What do you mean? And so I was like, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. And then she cuts more. I had a bob, a purple mushroom head ass bob. And I was so pissed off. I was like fighting for my life in that chair to be like, yeah, thank you. I like it. Thank you. And of course, like too, like it's not even like a cute bob. Like she blow dries it so it's facing in. So it literally is like looks like a purple like crescent around my fucking head. And oh my God, it was so ugly. And then I was like crying in the car, obviously, like in front of this establishment because this woman just fucking botched my hair so bad. And then I remember I had to go pick up my brother from the mall or something. I was driving and my brother wasn't yet. And then he saw me crying in the car. He's like, what's wrong? I'm like, my fucking hair. Don't you see it? I look ugly. And he was like, okay. But yeah, that's the last time I went to an actual professional hair salon. I think it was like I was driving. So it was like 16, 17, something like that at the time. And then after that, I was like, no more of that. We're not doing that anymore. But yeah, I was like purple and red a lot in high school. Mainly red though. And then yeah, I've just been dyeing my hair red for so long, so I've grown attached to it. I love the way the red looks on me. I think I have like a warmer, what's the like warm undertones? I think that's what you would call it. I have warm undertones, I think. And then with my green eyes too, the red and green like complete each other very well. So I've been just really attached to my red hair, but I've been considering going back to my natural. I'm like I have two hair dye boxes. One of them is my natural. I have like a brownish, like lightish brown natural hair color. Like if you look at my roots, you can see, well, you guys can't see, you're too far, but like my roots definitely like are coming in and you can see it's the lightish brown. Or I have a dark red, which I've been doing for a long time. So debating, I've been going back and forth on that for like a long time because it's like, well, not a long time, but at least throughout this week, which I know it's not that serious. I really know that if I did hypothetically tonight dye my hair my natural hair color and I hated it, in 2 weeks I could redo it and put it back to red. But I just like, I don't know. Because it's not that I don't like my natural hair color, it's just I've grown so attached to this red color that I'm like nervous about going back. You know what I mean? I don't know. I also want to get another tattoo, but I can't afford that right now. So like dyeing my hair is the next best thing, is just changing my appearance. But I really want to get another tattoo. I really want to get another tattoo. I want to get another tattoo so bad. I have like 3 screenshots of different tattoos that I'm like looking at right now. Obviously, I have a whole Pinterest board. Okay, ask any girl who's interested in tattoos, and they have a Pinterest board of what they want. But I just want something like the size of my palm. I really, really. Oh my God, I had to cry. I was so sad because February 13th, a tattoo shop in town was doing flash tattoos, like Valentine's Day themed flash tattoos. And one of the flash tattoos that they were offering is one that I literally have saved to my like Pinterest board right now. It's like cherries, but instead of the cherries, it's skulls. And I just think it's so like just cute and fun. Like maybe call me a freak, but I think like skulls are like kind of cool, like the tattoo like styles of skulls. And I like cherries. Like the cherries are cute. Okay. And they are offering like one of the like that, and it looked really nice, but I couldn't afford to do that. And also I was working, so I could not go and get it done. But I was so sad. I really wanted to get a tattoo. But hopefully, after I get finished paying for school stuff this month, I can use some money to get a tattoo. I don't want to spend more than $100 to $150, which is insane because in this, like, a college town, they upcharge for tattoos like crazy. I think I've talked about this before, but it's just like, it's insane. But anyways, next episode I might have brown hair. Ooh, who knows? But okay, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this episode because I've been dying to talk about books. Okay, because I'm a nerd. Hate to break it to you, but I am a nerd. And like TikTok books specifically. So first things first, I want to shit on the books that I've seen on TikTok that are absolutely awful. I years ago, I had read the first 5 chapters of Daughter of the Pirate King, and let me look up the synopsis for you right now because I was triggered by this, like, to talk about this because I saw someone on TikTok recently talking about the Daughter of the Pirate King, and I think that book is just shit. I got 5 chapters in, and I just couldn't do it. Daughter of the Pirate King, yeah, it's gross. I don't like it. Okay, let's 5 chapters in. This is a fantasy romance. Oh, the synopsis on Google is YA fantasy romance about Alosa, the daughter of the Pirate King, who intentionally gets captured by a rival crew to find a hidden map, leading to a cat and mouse game with her handsome captor Raiden and a slow burn romance. So notice how at the end there it says slow burn romance. That is absolute bullshit. The first 5 chapters that I read, she gets captured, as said in the thing. She gets captured. She's in this little prison cell, like under the boat, they have the little prison cell things. She's in there. This Raiden character that captures her goes down there, and they start groping each other and kissing each other and getting freaky and flirty. I don't know. Okay, well, I don't know if they actually kiss, but I know they're like touching up on each other and they're flirting. And I was like, we are 4 or 5 chapters in, guys. Let's pump the brakes real quick. Pump the brakes. Because it was just so forced. It was like, it was just so forced. And I couldn't handle it. I love a slow burn where it's like they build like tension and it's like they're flirting back and forth for a long period of time. Because I feel like that's more realistic. It's like you don't date someone within 2 days. I don't know. Maybe that's just a me thing, but I just don't like this guy just captured you and then comes down to your cell and you're like, hey, give me that. Like, what are we doing? I don't know. Didn't like it. I couldn't do it. It was shit. Controversial one is Fourth Wing. Fourth Wing is so popular because it's a series. I don't think Daughter of the Pirate King is a series, but Fourth Wing is a series, and everyone was talking about it, so I was like, okay, I want to read it. You'll notice a lot of these are fantasy romance, okay? Hey, a girl likes what she likes. But Fourth Wing, so it's this girl who goes to this academy. Here, I'll give you my synopsis, and then I'll also look it up. But it's like yeah. So this main character, Violet Sorrengail, she joins this college academy for dragon riders, and she is not very fit, I guess, to do this. I don't know. She even in the synopsis here it says is forced to join a brutal war college for dragon riders despite her fragile body. Now, I don't. This is me just being me, I feel like now. But I don't love when the female main characters are supposed to be training. They have this big event that they're doing, being a dragon rider or an assassin or whatever the fuck they're doing. Whatever these female characters are doing, that's badass. And they're described as tiny, petite, frail little girls. What are we talking about? Make her jacked. She's riding dragons, bro. And I got halfway through it and they were still describing her as petite and frail. And I was like, I just can't do this. If you're I just don't understand. I really don't understand. I understand. Oh my gosh. I remember reading, again, she's forced into this, so it's not really her choice. But when she's going through the academy. I forget what it's called. It's not like a race, but in the first few chapters, they have like this obstacle course type thing that they're going through. And I just like couldn't get over, I don't know, she's just so pick me. She's such a pick me. And then she's also debating like it's like a Hunger Games type thing where it's like there's this guy that she grew up with and she knows really well that like kind of is into her, and then there's this bad boy that's like her enemy, Xaden, and she's into him. And I don't know. I liked the Hunger Games, but I didn't like this book, and I know that's very controversial because it's so popular. It is like a best-selling fantasy romance. Maybe I was gonna say maybe one day I'll get back into it, but that's a lie. I'm never gonna read this again. I got, like I said, I got halfway through and I just was like so over it. The main girl is just such a pick me, and so like she just pisses me off. I don't know. I liked her dragons. The dragons that she had, I forgot their names. I don't remember, but the dragons were cool. But she just pissed me off. I don't know. God forbid a girl like grow some muscle and be a baddie that like I don't know. Like, you guys have seen Arcane? It's like Vi, Caitlyn, and like Jinx. Well, Jinx, she's not muscular, but she's very like she's thin, but she has a lot of endurance. Like she's very quick. So like it's from like I like how in Arcane they put the body types of women accurate to what they are doing. Like Vi is a very muscular woman because she's punching, she's moving a lot, she's a fighter, so she's muscular because she's like lifting weights and like fighting people. Jinx is running very quickly. She's always like running around. She's fast in that way. And so her body type is, well, obviously she's malnourished because she's in poverty, but her body type is accurate to someone who is an endurance trainer. And then Caitlyn, same kind of deal where she's active and her body reflects that. You know what I mean? And I wish more books, movies, TV shows, whatever, would like represent that because it pisses me off. It just really irritates me when these female main characters are described to have a body type that does not match what they are doing. It's like, I don't know. Or like, sorry, we're gonna talk about anime for a second. Like Bisky from Hunter x Hunter, where obviously she's like kind of shapeshift, so she's a little girl, but then when she like goes to her her real form, she's built, bro. She is built because she's powerful, she's strong, and so she's like 6'8" and muscles like a Greek god. Insane. That is what I want to see. That is what I want to see. I want to see more muscular women in media, please, for the love of God. Anyways, what was I saying? What was I saying? Oh, Fourth Wing is shit. Okay, next, next one is Throne of Glass. Hear me out here. Okay, I need you to hold my hand when I say this. I read A Court of Thorns and Roses. That series was really good. However, I remember when I was reading the first book had me cringing so bad. I almost didn't finish it because the first book is really hard to get through for me because I don't like, what the fuck is his name? The blonde guy. I hate him. I really hate him. I don't want him to have a redemption arc because he pisses me off. I literally hate him. I forget his name. He's the blonde one that she's with in the first book. If my mom didn't buy me the whole set for my birthday or was it Christmas, whatever, if she didn't buy me that whole set and I only had that first book, I probably would not have finished it. But because I already had the other ones and it was a gift, I was like, well, fuck, I should probably get through this. First book was really hard to get through. But getting over that hurdle, the series as a whole is really good. Is so good. And I think I never really finished the last book just because I don't like her sister. I forget her name too. I forget Feyre's sister's name, but she just, I don't know, she was annoying me, so I stopped reading it. Also, I heard that one was like a lot more like spicy, like had a lot more like scenes if you're picking up one put down in it. And like I don't mind books that have that. Like I do read books that have those spicy scenes in them, but like when there's no plot and it's like a lot of chapters back to back to back, I'm like, I don't want to do this. Like I need a plot. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm judging the last book too harshly. I did like read, I think I got like a third of it and then I just got tired of it and I got busy. So, but A Court of Thorns and Roses is really good. So then I tried reading Throne of Glass. And the first book in Throne of Glass is really good. The first book in Throne of Glass is so good. And I actually love the main character. I think she's super cool. And I don't want to spoil it for anyone who wants to read it, but her reasoning at the end of the book for cutting off this one character and ending their friendship, relationship, whatever the fuck it was really valid. She made a really good point. And I don't blame her, but I am a sucker for like a good romance story and for like they end up together in the end. So it did. Her reasoning makes sense, but it did make me a little sad. Went to the second book. Forget what the second book is called. It doesn't matter. Went to the second book in the series, and she's dating this oh my god, she's dating this guy who the dynamic. Again, I don't want to spoil too much, but she's dating this guy who was in the first book, and it was like, she feels like such a whore now. Like, that sounds so bad, and I'm so sorry to say it like that, but that's how it is. Like, I feel like her bouncing around from these guys is just, she just feels kind of whorish. I'm sorry. And then also with this guy in the second book, oh my god, they have no chemistry whatsoever. It feels like I'm reading a 7th grade, like, romance story. Feels like we're in 7th grade, okay? Because it's just so, they have no chemistry. They have no chemistry, and I don't like their relationship, and I don't like any of what's happening between them. And I even asked my boyfriend, because I was telling my boyfriend about the book that I was reading when I was reading it at the time. And I was like, don't spoil it for me, but like, is this the guy she ends up with at the end? Because I'm gonna stop reading. Like, I really don't want to keep reading this if this is who her like number one is. And then he Googled it, and he didn't tell me the name, but he just told me, he's like, the guy she's seeing right now in the book you're reading is not the guy she ends up with by the end of the series. And then I was like, oh, is it the guy from book 1? And he was like, I don't want to tell you. I was like, tell me if it's the guy from book 1, because if it is, then I will continue to read it. And he's like, no, it's a different guy. And I'm like, how many fucking guys is she gonna like sleep with and get freaky with and date with in this series? I'm sorry. I love her. She's an icon. She's a baddie, but like, Lord have mercy, bro. I don't know. So I did stop reading. I did stop reading. I just didn't. I couldn't do it. Like I said, they had no chemistry. I felt like I was reading a middle school relationship the way they were acting. It pissed me off, and I just couldn't. Maybe I'll come back. That one is one that maybe perchance I will come back to one day. But as of right now, that is not happening because I just pissed me off. Another book talk book that I see a lot and I will never read, and if you ever tell me that you've read this, I'm going to report you to the police. It is Haunting Adeline. That book, I'm not going to go into detail. If you know, then you know, and if you don't, you can Google it, but there's like 30 trigger warnings. There's like guns involved, and it's all spicy, inappropriate scenes, to my knowledge. There's guns, there's knives, there's freaky stuff that it's like, and there's so many, it's just so triggering. Like, it pisses me off. I hate people who like are like being quirky and they're like, I've read Hunting Adeline and it's really good. I'm going to report you to the authorities. What do you mean? What do you mean? If you have read that book, period, I don't like you. I don't think you should have rights. Well, okay. Maybe I shouldn't go that far. Maybe that was a little aggressive. I take that back. But if you have read that book, and let alone enjoyed it, I don't want to be friends with you. I need you gone from my life. That book is awful. Anyways, what I'm reading right now that I'm enjoying and that I'm excited for, I am reading Song of the Huntress right now, which I had never heard of. I just saw it at Barnes & Noble, and I kind of like blindly picked it out. And that book it's so good. It's so good, guys. It's really good. I was having okay. If you've read Song of Achilles or Circe, which I'm in the middle of reading Circe right now, actually, as well. Excuse me. But it's like, let me pull up the description because I feel like I'm gonna butcher the fuck out of it. But it's so good. If you liked the Greek mythology, Greek quote unquote history retelling of Song of Achilles and Circe, you would like this book. It's not Greek. It is like, what is it? It's about like Anglo-Saxon history and like Romans versus and like pagan. Well, okay. It's like the start of the British Empire, not empire, but like, how do I explain it? How do I explain it? What is this saying? Set in ancient Britain, it reimagines the myth of the wild hunt following the immortal warrior Herla and the Saxon queen Ethelberg as they confront dark magic threatening their land. Yes. So it's really interesting because it's has those religious undertones where it's like Christianity versus paganism, and it's super interesting to see like the Anglo-Saxon dynamics and stuff like that, and the transition in British history, and then also like the myth of the hunt was really interesting as well. And then it covers actual history that happened as well as the mythology, and it's just super interesting. I've really enjoyed it, and it does have like LGBTQ plus undertones. Not really undertones. There's some blatant things, and then there's some things that are like kind of you gotta kind of assume. You know what I mean? Like it's safe to assume that this guy's gay. You know what I mean? But it's so good, and I'm halfway through. I'm trying to finish it this weekend. I like after I film this, I need to study for my test, and then tonight I'm gonna read more of Song of the Huntress because I'm trying to finish it this weekend. I'm so like it's just so good, and I like the characters. I like the complexity of the characters. It is very like feminist. If you like try to explain this because like it's there's some elements where I'm like, okay, we're getting a little too. Maybe this is a little too woke for me, but then like there are parts where I'm like, yes, this is valid, you know. And also like with the considering the time period, it is like accurate in the sense where it's like women are really belittled and looked down upon, and I just really like it. It's really good so far, and I'm really hoping it comes to a good ending. Some of the politics is a little confusing, but that could just be me because I'm not familiar with the history. I had to like look up some of the people and like the historical context while I was reading it. But that one is really good. And then, as I said earlier, I'm also reading Circe. I had started Circe years ago and never really finished it. Started it again. I'm not even halfway through it, but I think like 11 chapters in. And then I started reading Song of the Huntress and got way more attached to that. And I hate reading multiple books at once. So I'm trying to finish Song of the Huntress right like this weekend, like as soon as possible, and then finish Circe and then move on to either the Poppy War or the Secret History. But we'll see. But yeah, Circe is really good so far. I am really liking it. It's a lot more like maybe I need to reread the Song of Achilles, but this one is very much more like mature, I guess, in a way. I don't know how to explain it. If you've read it, you like know what I'm saying, I feel like. But I don't know. Maybe I'm delusional. But yeah, next is the Poppy War. I've heard such good things about the Poppy War. I cannot wait to read that. I love reading books that are myths and fantasy, but also like there's some truth to it or there's some actual history. Like I like people dog on you for reading fantasy or mythology like books, like especially like romance ones too. But I genuinely learned from these. Like I had literally not a clue about British history and like the like this is like the creation of Britain and stuff. Like it's just like learning about that history is just so interesting to me. And then with Poppy War 2, this is more like of a Asian culture focused one to my knowledge, I believe. So like no like learning about that is gonna be super interesting. And I know there's like a lot of more race elements that play in the Poppy War. So I'm excited to learn and like excited to read that. In my personal time, I do really enjoy reading like fantasy romance. It's just like if I'm reading for fun, bro, it's gonna be something that's gonna like make me giggle and kick my little feet and maybe learn something new, you know? But I do really want to read The Secret History. I've been meaning to read that for forever. I bought it. It's like sitting in my room right now. But I've been meaning to read that for so long. My friend read it in high school and she said it was really good. And so I'm excited about that one. I even in school, I really enjoyed some of the books that we read for school. Not all of them, but a lot of them I did. What was it? The Poisonwood Bible. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to be a high school teacher and make my students read the Poisonwood Bible, because the Poisonwood Bible is such a good book. It follows these Mormon missionaries, this family of Mormon missionaries, and they go to the Congo, and it's religious undertone, like not undertones, they're Mormon missionaries, but like there's religious aspects and cultural differences between the people in the Congo and obviously these Mormon missionaries. And then also like politics that are happening regarding the Congo right now. Like it just so fascinating to me. And it would change it. I like books too that change perspective. That's how the Song of the Huntress is right now. It follows the king, the queen, and Hurla, the Lord of the Hunt. And that's how the Poisonwood Bible is. It follows, like, it alternates between different perspectives of each of the family members. And it's just it was such a good book. I could not put it down. It also has feminist, like, elements to it. And it's just, I really liked it. I really want to reread it. I still have the book. It's so good. I think it was, I just don't know what else to say besides it was so good, like, with the culture and, like, learning from the people of the Congo and, like, the people of, like, the village they were staying in. And it was, I just really liked it. I thought it was so good. And then I also had Wuthering Heights for school. I think I've talked about this. I think I addressed this in the last episode. It's about the movie. I am so glad that movie is doing so bad. So glad, because it's shit. But Wuthering Heights is really good. It's super complex in, like, the relationships and the family dynamics, and it's just so good. I loved it. Frankenstein is another good. Frankenstein is so good. The book is really good. And even though I can't remember how I talked about this one already too, but Frankenstein, the movie wasn't super book accurate, but it was still really good. And I think still, see, that's an example of a good adaptation. If we're comparing Wuthering Heights to Frankenstein, Frankenstein was not book accurate entirely. That I can acknowledge, but the movie was still really good, and it still held on to the really important parts, and especially the complexities of the creature and the awfulness of Victor. Like, it's still, to its core, was still Frankenstein. You know what I mean? Wuthering Heights, to this movie's core, it is not Wuthering Heights. You know what I mean? And it's just, I don't know. I saw someone who did watch the movie complaining about it and saying it was like a TikTok movie, like, music video. Like, it was just a bunch of short clips, and it wasn't like one continuous story. It didn't flow, and it didn't hold all of the complexities that the book did. So that makes me really happy to hear. I'm so happy that people are hating on it. Another book, Lord of the Flies. It shocks me that Lord of the Flies is a banned book in some places. I think that is absolute blasphemy. What do you mean? Because Lord of the Flies is so good. I could not put that book down when I was reading it sophomore year of high school. It was so entertaining and so sad. And I didn't even think, like, obviously when you're in school, you're having a teacher walk you through the symbolism and, like, kind of not explain it for you, but, like, you have class discussions about it. And so learning, like, obviously about the symbolism between Simon and Jesus was so fascinating to me. And I just think it's just so relevant, I think, to people and society nowadays, especially too. It's so, for those who don't know, I would be shocked if you don't know about Lord of the Flies, but it follows this bunch of boys who were on a plane, and the plane crashes on an island. And so all these schoolboys, I think they're, like, supposed to be like 11, 10, 11, 12 is, like, the main boys, but there's boys of all ages technically. But it follows this main group of boys that are a little older, and how they choose to function on the island. It's just a bunch of these boys. They have to build shelter, they have to get fire, they have to get food, and they have to create a society on this island until someone comes and saves them. And there's no adults to guide them. And it's just about, like, things obviously start happening, and the island and the way they start acting becomes dysfunctional. And then, spoiler alert, a lot of people do die. And it was so good. And this is another one I want to reread. I say all this, but when I do become a high school teacher, I am going to have to reread a lot of these books because I will be teaching them. But it's just, that book, I'm just shocked it's a banned book, because I'm really confused as to why it would be banned. Like, I'm trying to think, because, like, Fahrenheit 451, that one covers, like, Big Brother elements, you know, like that, or 1984 as well. 1984 is like Big Brother, but, like, being watched and being what's the word I'm looking for? Like not like being watched, being supervised at all times, and being what's the word that I'm looking for? Where you can't say it what you want to say. What the fuck is the word I'm looking for? You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Where it's like, what's the word? What's the word? It's like you can't say everything you want to say. I can't remember the word. I'll think of it eventually. But those types of books, I'm like, okay, I don't support banning books, but those I feel like make sense as like again, I'm not supporting banned books, but those I'm like, okay, if the government feels that these should be banned, like these, I guess, make the most sense. However, like Lord of the Flies makes zero sense to me as a banned book. 0 cents. Because it's like what in there is like against government, against like I'm so confused as to why the fuck that book would be banned. I genuinely cannot wrap my head around it. I don't understand. What is it? What's the other ones? Oh, The Diary of an Oxygen Thief. That one was really popular on TikTok like years ago. I think it was like 5 years ago that people were talking about it. And I do have it. I did buy it. It's a very short book, but oh my god. So the point of it is to piss you off. That's the point of it. It's this man. It's follows the perspective of this fuck ass man who loves to hurt women's feelings and loves to hurt women. He is such a male manipulator. He is so fucking evil, and it just follows his perspective. And it's him trying, like, justifying what he's doing and like walking you through how he's manipulating this woman, how he's hurting them, and how he's basically traumatizing them. And I really tried reading it because I really just everyone was talking about it, and I was like, I really want to know what this is about. Like, maybe there's something I'm missing or that people aren't talking about that makes this book a good book. I tried. Eventually, I will get back to it. I feel like I've said that like so many times with all these books, but eventually I do want to get back to it. But reading it makes me physically angry, like so angry because he's so evil. He's so evil, and it pisses me off even more because there are real men who are like that. There are real men working this earth that think like that, and I think they should all just go away. They should just go away. Let's combine these books. Let's all combine them. And let's take all of the evil men who have the mindset as the guy in The Diary of an Oxygen Thief, and let's do a Lord of the Flies move. And let's put them all on an island and see what happens. Because I think that would be so fun. I think that would get them away from everyone, and that would also make them fend for themselves and maybe make them better people. I think that'd be character development, and maybe, hey, the ones who are really bad will die. Hot take. Anyways, I think we should do that. I think that's a genius idea. We should do that. Hit me up if you want to set that up. But yeah, that book made me really angry. I never finished it because, again, I was triggered by these awful people. Also, for a while, I was trying to read Fyodor Dostoevsky. I heard really good things about him. I also, when I was watching Bungo Stray Dogs, like when I was like knee deep in that show, I was trying to read all the books from all the authors, and Fyodor Dostoevsky obviously came up because he's a character. I need to adjust myself. And so I was trying to read Crime and Punishment, and I just think for the time I was reading it, my lexile, like my comprehension of the words were just not up there because it's not an easy read exactly. And especially with like books from this time period and like a Russian author, they spend so much time explaining the littlest things. He is explaining, with all due respect, R.I.P., but he's explaining every fucking cobblestone on this road. Like, obviously I'm trying to paint a picture in my head, but it's like there's only so much I can imagine when you're explaining every grain of like sand in the setting right now. I don't know. Sometimes books like those are hard to read, but I do really want to get back into that one. And then there's two other Fyodor Dostoevsky books that I also bought a few years ago that I haven't read yet that I really want to read. I read knee deep in my Bungo Stray Dogs thing when I was reading all the books. I read, what was it called? I can't even remember. It's by Tanizaki. Oh my lord, Tanizaki. Yeah, Junichiro Tanizaki. What's the book? Naomi. Oh my lord, Naomi. Oh my god. I should like if you I feel like not a lot of Americans have read this book because it's like Japanese literature. But this book was insanity. It's an easy read. It's not a hard read. It is a little bit of a thicker book, but it's like gagging. It's like eavesdropping at like a restaurant and the table next to you is having like insane gossip right now. That's what reading this book feels like. Because it follows this guy. I'm not justifying this guy at all. I'm not, let me just start there. But it follows this guy. He runs into this girl who's like 14, 15 years old. Her name's Naomi. And her parents aren't giving her the education that he thinks that she deserves. So he kind of like adopts her. He takes her in. He's like, I want you to go to school. You just have to live with me and like I'll take care of you. And I just want you to get the education. And so then he let me see if I can find like the actual, Naomi 1925. Yeah, so wants to get education. And this is where like the main themes of like traditional Japanese culture versus Western culture start clashing. There's a lot of clashes between, because like when did this come out? 1925, like I think I said, yeah, 1925. So the transition from that traditional Japanese lifestyle versus what America is doing right now, and like kind of like women's rights kind of thing in a way. And so he wants her to go to school. And then as she gets older, he marries her. So low key, he's a weirdo. He is a weirdo. But yeah, he wants to, oh, this is the word. This is the like verbiage that is most accurate. Attempts to mold her into his ideal modern girl through education. And then he does marry her, and then he kind of becomes like manipulative and like a man. Hate to say it, but a man. And yeah, it's just super interesting. And then at the end, okay, wait, hold on. I'm getting flashbacks as I'm like talking about it. So obviously he like introduces her to his friend group, and like she becomes very integrated into his life. And I don't remember the context of this part at all, but I remember that in the book, Naomi has a sleepover with his friends. And they like, oh my god. Sorry. I just got like, I'm getting memories are like flashing across my face right now. Yeah, she's having a sleepover with his like 2 or 3 friends. And there's this one part. I'm convinced Tanizaki had a foot fetish. I'm so like this guy had to have had a foot fetish because in this part, he's talking about how Naomi is like with his friends, and then he like tries to like join in on the sleepover type thing, and she's like, "No, we don't want you here," and he's like, "The fuck," and they're like talking about her feet, like they're groping her feet, and it's like I had said like this. It's like 2 paragraphs of just them like groping her, but it's mainly her feet or like her breasts, and it's like so weird. It is so weird. And then like this is where the guy is realizing that like kind of starts like the main guy starts realizing that he's been kind of a shitty person to Naomi, and like that he kind of fucked up with Naomi because now she's not a whore. Like I'm not like saying she's a bad person, but because she was taken in by this guy when she was 14, 15 years old, and he was trying to like mold her into this modern girl, she's obviously rebelling against him. And eventually, like by the end of the book, she does cheat on him like multiple times. Not justifying her, but it's just interesting. It's almost reminds me of like a Diary of an Oxygen Thief, where it's like their perspective of man, and the man is so wrong, but like by the end, he starts realizing that he is kind of a piece of shit, and that's why I kind of enjoyed it. Where it's like he does kind of develop a little bit, where he kind of does realize, I feel like, that he is kind of disgusting. And then like I said with the gossip thing, like Naomi is just like obviously she's rebelling, and it's for a reason, and I'm not calling her like saying she's in the wrong, but it's just like gossip. But the feet part, it's like 2 or 3 paragraphs where it's like this sleepover and it's like the feet. So it's not obviously the entire book, but it was just that part that I remembered as I was bringing this up, and I was like, oh my fucking god, forgot about that. Convinced he had a foot fetish, but anyways, so it's a good book. Don't get me wrong. I know I just like probably like made a lot of you like weirded out, but I did actually like. It was a really interesting read. But yeah, sorry. I just like had to nerd out on books for a minute, and then there's so many things I want to read right now that are just sitting in my closet or sitting in my drawers. I did try reading for a little bit the what was it? Oh, A Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. And I know what happens in it because that book has been out forever. But I got a few chapters in, and it's not even like I had to read Speak for school a few, like in middle school. No, not middle school. I was too young. Like freshman year, sophomore year of high school. And can you imagine reading Speak in middle school? That's crazy. So I'm not new to the topic and about reading the topic, but it was hard to get through, especially because I don't know, it was really challenging. So I had to stop reading that. And maybe when I'm older, again, I'll go back to it when I'm more mature in the mind. But as of right now, I can't read it. Um, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to The Poppy War and Secret History. I'm so excited for those books. I'm so excited. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it. I really thought I was gonna yap more about the books. But that's all I really wanted to talk about was those. And honestly, I should probably get to studying. I probably should hit the textbooks, huh? Unfortunately. I didn't finish as much as my Dutch during this as I thought, but I guess I've been yapping. I don't have a lot of time to sip. I'll drink some more and then guys, I promise I'm not gonna drink this whole thing. Please. I won't have a heart attack, I promise. But yeah, plan for the rest of the day, study, um, do some homework, and maybe dye my hair. Next episode I might have brown hair. Who knows? Anyways, thanks for tagging along. Sorry for talking so much about books. I love reading. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week. But yeah, bye.